Berii here. Today we're gonna make sword hilts from Demon Slayer. Right here it's a bit incomplete, but the finished results for Shinobu be for a different video. So let's get started. So what you want to do first is start out with a sketch. So as you can see here, these are my sketches. They're kind of ugly, so oh well, that's not the point. Haha. These are the swords that I'll be using for the hilts. So there will be a separate video for sword making later on. Okay, so onto the swords. So this one is personally mine. So it's detachable, as you can see, but I don't think these swords are supposed to be detachable, but for some reason mine is. But be careful because I cut myself. Okay, so onto the supplies. You need paper, pencil, markers or pens, scissors, and a measuring tape. And okay, so what you want to do first is you measure the circumference of the blade or the handle, and then mine was like 3.5, but you always want to go a little bit bigger just in case, you know. So I did mine around 4 inches because it's always easier to go smaller than to go bigger in this case. So yeah, so on to the next step. You want to cut it out, and then you get tape and you roll it and you tape it together, and it should match, you know, the same, I guess, circumference and size of your sword handle. So that would be the, I guess, the middle part of your hilt. So now you have a centerpiece to start with, and so the next step is the sketching of a mock-up of your hilt, and ta-da! You have a mock-up, and you can always test and see if it fits into your sword, and yay, it fits. Woo. And obviously you can make, you know, minor adjustments to it if it doesn't, but yeah. Okay, so these are my mock-up piece. So what I did next was I used the mock-up and I traced it through Illustrator. So the hilt has like designs on top. Each design element would be like a separate piece. So later on when you 3D print it, it will show up, you know, which you see later on. So this is what it will look like when you 3D print. The website I use for this is Tinkercad. It's really like easy and basic 3D modeling website. So yeah, as you can see like the imprints of the design for, you know, the top and the bottom. That's what you want, instead of just when you print it you only see like the top of the design and rather than the bottom. So I kind of want the effect, so I kind of did both. Okay, so now that you have laid out all of your designs on Tinkercad, what you want to do is you want to group them and merge them into like a single layer, because right now they're like all separate pieces, so the printer won't be able to print that. So what you want to do is, you know, merge it into a single piece. So you want to resize it to the size that you want. I did mine 3.75 or 3/8, and then you want to download it as a STL, and that's what it should look like when you 3D print. So now onto the printing process. Yay! Luckily my university has a 3D print lab, so I did all of my prints there. About setting up your files, you can always talk to your local 3D print place about how to set it up, because even I don't know how to set it up. So as you can see, it is printing, and it honestly took me a long time for those two pieces. It took like roughly 3 hours. So I would have printed these all at the same time, but sadly they do not all fit in one single printer. If your local 3D print place has a bigger printer, I suggest printing them all at the same time to save time. So yeah, these are the results. So if you look closely, they look pretty rough right now. That's just how the 3D print works. So as you can see, the top looks fine, but the bottom it's like flat and nasty looking. So that part you have to take out, and you'll have to sand them down as well. So what you want to do is pick out all the rough edges, and the goal is to make it as smooth as possible. It's a super lengthy and tedious process, but trust me, it's gonna be worth it at the end. Now on to the sanding part. So I want to show you guys the comparison of the sanded and non-sanded parts. As you can see, this one is like super smooth, and that's the goal. That's what you want to do, because later it'll be much easier to paint on and it's gonna look much more clean, while this one isn't as smooth. It's a bit rough. So yeah, the goal, remember, the goal is to make it as smooth as possible. So my professor showed me a way to make my sanding life a lot easier, which is this primer thingy. It's basically a filler and sandable, and basically what you do is you just spray it on top of your 3D print, and which it will fill in those small gaps and creases within it, because those can be very hard to get to when you sand. And yeah, and remember to wear a mask, because these are toxic as heck. Now for the fun part, painting! So these are the final results. So now you have your Demon Slayer hilts. So the middle piece you see right there is a hilt holder. I believe that's what they're called. I honestly don't know what they're called, but basically every sword has one, and it's basically just like a holder, I guess. I just did it just in case if it doesn't fit into the sword. But yeah, anywho, hope you guys enjoyed this video. So until next time, bye!